It's not really the real new year, but that's not the biggest point that I'm trying to prove here. I think the biggest thing we fail to realize when it comes to a new year, a new start, everybody be having goals at January. By mid-January, goals gone. We're going to start next week. The momentum and the drive is missing. The goal is to actually stick to the plan, and nobody thought that was the actual plot. I have a few goals that, me personally, I learned that if we keep creating new goals for every new year that we're starting, where's the proof that we accomplished any of the goals from the previous year? So, if it's, well, do you got time? Because if you ain't got time, you might as well just go ahead, go up a damn, see you later, bye. See, I'm actually getting a little comfortable a little bit because some of these goals that I've been working on, the paper is so faded from 2023. Okay, we're entering into 2026, and this may not be the actual new year, but it is 111, a day to follow your intuition, a day to trust yourself, and a day to live to your fullest, which should be every day. But if you don't do it every day, that's the day to do it. Um, so one of the things I wrote on here is I am safe on my and our travels near and far. I didn't take my first flight till I was 27 years old, and I was scared to fly alone, so I flew with my parent. This year, I took my very first solo trip out of the country. Okay, and Pete, it said I am safe on my our travels near and far. Hello, this is me, present day, safe, Sam, in one piece. So live in your goals day by day. Trust in the process may seem a little bit hard. And at first, I'm not going to lie to you, it actually is. It takes dedication, consistency, and the main thing of all, you really got to know what you're going for in order to achieve anything. My journey started with a simple idea, a dream, a manifestation, whichever you like to call it. It started at the age of 27. By the age of 28, actually, before I turned 28, God told me to buy a suitcase. I bought the suitcase not knowing, okay, where we're going, what's happening. Just said, buy the suitcase. Took my very first solo trip to Miami. I went to Miami before, but it was nothing like the experience I had. Everything was like predestined. Everything was working in my favor, from the museums to the food to the random people that I've met. Beautiful souls on that trip. Some that I still connect with today. Um, and then on top of that, I took my kids on an airplane. Like I said, I didn't take my first flight till 27. And with that, I took it with my parents. So for me, at 29, to take my kids on their very first airplane ride, that was like a huge accomplishment for me. And then me at 30, that sounds crazy. Like 30, get out of here. Get out of here. Like last year, oh, when I say I can't even get it, when I say holding on to my passport, I had it in my hand like this. Who gonna touch me? Who gonna touch me? Okay. I took my very first solo trip out of the US to the A to Mexico. And the girl, I really wanted to go to Jamaica. I really did, but it wasn't making sense. Too many touristy things, and everybody start going there, and the price on it. I said, yeah, no. But believe it or not, the trip that I took was actually more luxurious than like party vibes. And I feel like coming into 30, I wore white, and that was real intentional. Like I feel like 30 is the third decade of my life, and I bought it in being what they say, fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. Like pure. And I'm sitting here fighting fears. Like, if you know me, you know I do not like the deep ocean. You couldn't get me to scuba dive, jet ski. I like the forest. Take me to the nature. I took some Dramamine, and I got my ass on a boat. Okay, right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You hear me? Ocean. And I had me a bowl. Mexico don't owe me nothing. Okay, if anything, I need to go back and give them something. That's just a little bit to like sum up. You don't have to have a new plan every time a new year arises. Continue on with some of the things, because I feel like the biggest thing we fail to realize as people is just because we ask for things in a world that moves so fast, we expect it to be instantaneous. But sometimes the gifts that we are given or the moments that we are supposed to have is like happening in the moments. You building up to like in the scary movie when you hear the part be like dun dun dun. We're building up that dun 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 moment, okay? Because in 3 years, I've done a lot. And it may seem simple to some, but because I know this is something that I have created with the Most High, it's like I really did that. We really did that. Okay. So stay locked into a goal that makes sense for you. It don't have to be a new goal because it's a new year. Oh yeah, new me, new money, new. Okay, what's the plan to get the new money? What's the plan to get the new you? What are you doing? What steps? What plan? What do you have to get yourself to that new you? Because it's very much attainable. It's very much attainable. It's just the steps that you take to get to that attainable part where you're actually living in the moments where it's like you can sit back and enjoy it.